Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to PSGL Season 31. This is Race 1. The wait is finally over, and we are back tonight in Spielberg, Austria. Joining you from the commentary box, I am Salim Haddad. Alongside me, Speed Quinn, welcoming you to this event. Good evening, Speed Quinn.
Yeah, good evening, man. It's good to be here. My first commentary out in here in PSGL, so I'm looking forward to this race. Normally, the season here, commentating with you.
As we see, two drivers have started to leave the pits. This is Izeri_Bo. He is chasing the white car of Tim from Ecos. Well, Austria is a fairly easy circuit, don't you think so? Compared to the other circuits, it's a very small track, not necessarily technical. Three small sectors, and that's it. You nail these few corners, you get a good lap time. Don't you think so?
Yeah. From the outside, it looks easy, but is definitely the turns like turn 1 and turn 3 are very difficult to get inch perfect, and if you do manage to get it perfect, you maximize your lap time. But yeah, it might look easy from the outside, but when you're actually driving it, it can be quite frustrating at times to hook together the perfect lap.
I would like to ask our viewers, where are you watching from? We have ZQ saying hello. Hello, ZQ. And it's Tim and Bo who have started their laps. We will be on board with Tim, who's going to be heading now into the second sector. It's the purple sector 1, obviously, because he's the first driver to go through.
Yes, looking quite solid from him at the moment. Let's see how he takes turn 4, of course. Downhill braking. There is yellow flags. There is a form queuing at turn 9. Turn 6, very important corner to get right. Looks like he got it very, very clean through there. Turn 7, there is purple sector 2. Turn 8, very nice. People moving, all weaving in front from the Aston Martin. Luckily, doesn't hinder him. Turn 9, be careful of track limits here on turn 9 and turn 10 as he gets to the line. The first lap to be completed is a 1 minute 5.4. And we have Bo coming up behind, over nearly 2.5 tenths behind Tim. So looking like a solid lap time from Tim so far.
Yeah, so 105 is gonna. Whoa, wow. We were just talking that 105 could be the benchmark for tonight's race until Peter, the Czech driver, got a 104.7.
Yeah, very, very solid lap. And Stelios puts himself into P2 in between Tim and Petter. So yeah, over 5 tenths the gap between P1 and P2 at the moment. So yeah, very strong benchmark from Peter Vol.
And if you take a look, well, Provatox is slightly off pace. It's a 109.3. If you take a look at the drivers, it seems that the majority of the drivers are within the 105 margin, except for Peter. So, do you think they're gonna separate the drivers at some point, like push some drivers to higher leagues, or promote some drivers or demote some other drivers? Because we had the same thing in Formula 10. There was a guy dominating the first 4 races. He got promoted to Formula 8. Do you think we might see this thing with Peter?
It depends, because for some people they might have a very strong track, and then other tracks they might be similar pace to everyone else. And Austria is one of those tracks that people tend to want to be really good at. But as we say, that Luca DX03 is only about 2.5 tenths behind Peter Vol, so it might not be as dominating as we thought from him. So it might have some competition. As he nearly drops it, Luca, nearly drops it on the exit of turn 3 of his in-lap. But yeah, just quick word. We just got our sponsors here. We've got a title sponsor first, GT Omega. Of course, new title sponsor here for PSGL. We do have a code that you can use to check out for any products from GT Omega on the website, which is PSGL, which is, I believe, 5% discount on any products you can get. And we're also sponsored by Grid Rival. So this race is sponsored by Grid Rival, a fancy Formula 1 league game for the real-life F1 season. It has unmatched research tools, simple team management, with a new contract system, detailed performance data, and loads of engaging social features. So head over, join our PSGL league on Grid Rival by using the affiliate code, which will be advertised, should be in the description and on all of our social media platforms.
So 11 minutes to go. Peter Vol is still leading. It's a 104.7. He's 3/10 ahead of Luca, while the other drivers are going out. So we can see some drivers are in the 105s, some drivers are in the 106. We can see Slow Salt of the Aston Martin and Rar. Should I pronounce it in French or English? In English it's Rara, in French it's Rara. It's a 106.5. He needs to step up his game. We still have 3 drivers who haven't done their laps yet. 2 drivers now. It's SJM and Slinky.
Yeah, I believe those 2 are just on out laps now, but I'm just on board with Ecos Tim as just waiting for this Sector 2 split. He has gone wide and he is down on his time, so yeah, he's gone wide through turn 8, gone for a spin into the gravel. So this lap is aborted, unfortunately. Do believe Peter Vol is actually on a lap, so just going to hop on board with him as he goes down into turn 4 now. Very tricky braking zone, gets it done. Turn 5, it's not really a turn, but we have to say it's a turn. Turn 6 now. You might get a little bit of a wash of oversteer, but he seems to control the car very nicely. Turn 7, you don't want to touch that inside curb, otherwise you do risk spinning it. On his way down to the 2 most important corners on the track. Turn 9.
Oh. Mistake.
Yeah, mistake. He stopped on the inside.
Excuse me, sir, you can't park here.
Okay, I think he just aborted that lap and he's headed into the pits. He didn't actually use the designated area to go into the pits though. He was very late on the call and he cut across the pit lane entry, so not sure what will happen with that.
Taking a look at the chats, we have some supporters. ZQ is supporting Rara Le Rat for the title, saying that he will be in pole position. We have Luis Salguero supporting N2E. Same thing for DNDN. We have Wizzy supporting Peter. Another guy, Bren, supporting Peter. We have another supporting Gongux. So, guys, let us know in the chats, where are you watching from? What country are you located in? We will read that for you, and we are happy to have you here.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Wooly now, as he did have half a tenth improvement in Sector 1. Now it's nearly a tenth now in Sector 2, so this time could see him be moved up into P2. So as we get to turn 9 now, whoa! McLaren on the apex. McLaren on the apex of turn 9. You hate to see that. May see something in the stewards about that from Wooly, as it was very, very bad place. I think it was from Chiquito there. He was going very slowly around the apex to turn 9. Eventually had to cut into the inside. But yeah, quite dangerous there from Chiquito.
So It's a new season, a new game, a new car model, but we don't see the fully replicated real life issues in the game. For example, we don't have purposing in the Formula One game. What are your thoughts on this? Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I think there's some aspects of it that need, like, of the game that need to be like real, some that need to be like obviously simulation, because ultimately it is a simulation game. And I think porpoising, because it's something that teams in real life can actually stop and like actually have a control of. If you've just got it on like base, like in the game, like you could do it depending on your ride height and everything, but I just don't think it would be a good idea to have porpoising in the game.
Taking a look at the chats, so we have a guy saying, I'm new here and I'm from Lebanon, not sure you heard about that country. Well, man, this is your lucky day. I hope you wished for a lottery ticket, because I'm from Lebanon as well. Such a small world. We have Luke supporting Peter as well. Wow, seems like Peter is a popular guy in the chats. And we have Joshi914 saying, is it possible to join the league? Yes, Joshi, it is possible to join the league. Go to Twitter, PSGL account, join the Discord, and through there, it's going to be easy to find yourself a spot. PSX Trading.
I do believe may have to wait for the mid-season sign-ups though.
Unless he signs up for a reserve driver.
Yeah.
So Luca is very, very close to Peter. Only 1/10 separating him from the pole sitter.
Yeah, and it's very good.
PSX Trading, yes, Anjad.
But yeah, looking at the gaps of, well, the field, from P1 down to P19, it's just over a second. It's 1.2 seconds between first and P19, so it's quite a close grid. I'm on board with SJM now, as he's the only person who hasn't set a time, so let's see if he can get a time on the board as he gets on the curve a bit too much on the exit. On the exit of turn 8. There's turn 9, wash of oversteer, and he's bailed into the pits. There's only 5 minutes left, SJM.
He's playing a risky game.
Very, very tight. Putting a lot of pressure on himself to get a lap done in the last 5 minutes.
Once again, taking a look at the chats. PSX Trading is saying, glad to hear more Formula One fans from Lebanon. Well, man, you would be surprised to see how many Formula One fans we have in Lebanon. There's a huge community for that. And we have a very famous Lebanese commentator, Khalil Bashir. And we have Joshi here supporting Luca, old PRL rival, but I was faster, haha. And we have one of the drivers sent a chat on the stream. Seems he's French. He's saying, "Toot is that we have a lot of understeer. We can't do good hot lap." Do you think the understeer has to do with the new car model, or does it have to do with the setup?
I think because there was an F1 update today. Yeah, there was an F1 update today which changed the handling a little bit, and I think it added a little bit more understeer. So, yeah, I think it's just getting used to that. Obviously, not a lot of time to get used to it with the update coming out today, but it should be manageable for these guys. I'm just on board with TRD Xenon, as I think he's backed out of his lap and he's coming into the pits. Or it's maybe an in-lap. But yeah, the gap still from P1 to P19 is just over 1.2 seconds. The top 10 is covered by, well, the top 9 is covered by just over 4 attempts, which this is going to be a very, very competitive grid if the top 9 are covered by just over 4 tenths. So yeah, just going over a few things from the briefing, the pre-race briefing. So we've got the track limits being monitored. Turn 1, turn 6, turn 9 and turn 10. And just a little note, in qualifying, if anyone who invalidates their lap is to abandon it, they need to immediately do that, abandon it, as Rara Larat goes provisional P1. Goes P1 with a 147.448 thousandths ahead of Peter Vol.
Wow.
Man, it's gonna be so competitive here.
Wow. So we did not believe it when one of the viewers, specifically ZQ, who was saying Rara Le Rat for the title, he will be in pole position. We were making fun of that until Rara Le Rat surprised us and proved us wrong and got a 104.7.
It's
100.
Yeah, it's gonna be really difficult. Maybe because you're going out so early, you leave it open for people like Peter Vol, who's on a lap now, to retake that pole position. Maybe he's going for another fast lap, but yeah, usually when you go out at that time, you're trying to get it done early. But yeah, Peter Vol, he is on his way down into turn 4. I'm not sure if there's anyone else on a fast lap, but I'm going to keep on board with Peter Vol. Turn 4 into turn 5. And then the double left-handers to turn 6 and turn 7. I think he's backed out of this lap. I think. Yeah, he's backed out. I think he might be getting ready for another lap.
Whoa.
It's Wooly.
Wow.
Wooly goes pole now. Peter Vol getting himself ready for the next lap. But just going to be on board with Ecos Slinky now as he's going round the final corner. What time will it be for Ecos Slinky? I don't think it's going to be fast enough. But I think he is going for another lap. Stelios behind him, I believe, has gone for another lap as well. Nathan VD Burke, let's see. Is it an improvement? No, it isn't. It's a 124.
So the time is over. The drivers have to cross the finish line. And Wooly is the provisional pole sitter. Is he gonna take the pole position home, or is someone gonna steal it from him? We have few contenders. Peter Vol is one of them, as he has a purple sector 2 heading now into the third sector. He will be going down into turn 9 in Rint. Goes down into 6th gear, short shifts into 7th, heading into the last turn. Short shifts into 6th, DRS enabled, across the finish line. And it's pole position, 104.7. Holy cannoli.
Very good lap from him. I'm just on board with SGM now as he may be looking to get into the top 10. Let's see what time he can do. Is it in the top 10? It's so close. It's P11. Good showing from Alfa Romeo and Mercedes here in this qualifying, but still got some people on laps. Slinky coming into the pits. Stelios already in the pits. Tim V crossing the line. That is qualifying session over. So Peter Vol on pole position by 8 thousandths of a second.
Taking a look at the chats, we have Adum supporting Xenox, and we have Secondaire V19 saying, yeah bro, that's undrivable, might do a 104.5. He's a driver and it seems he was complaining of the understeer. By the way, we have a name that might be censored if we pronounce the driver in P16. I'm not sure whether we're allowed to pronounce his name or not. So that's it for today's qualifying session. It's Peter Vol who took pole position with a 104.7. In second place, it's Wooly, followed by Rara Lerat. In fourth place, Luca. In fifth, Provatox. In sixth, Slinky. Seventh place, the Greek Stelios. V19 in eighth place. In ninth place, Nathan. In 10th place, Izeri. Could you please carry on?
Yeah, we've got SJM in 11th, Ecos Tim in 12th, Zenon in 13th, Chiquito in 14th, Xenox in 15th, Monty in 16th, Slow Salt 17th, 16 Rod in 18th, and I didn't get to the bottom two.
So PSX Trading was asking, is there Q1, Q2, Q3? No, there's not. Oh,
it's a wet.
Listen to the pouring rain.
Maybe some people compromised their quali setups and ran a wet setup for the race. Well, yeah, just as we get into the race, just a quick mention on the formation lap. Cars are to remain roughly within 10 car lengths of the car in front. Anything more than 10 car lengths, well,
last time I've driven.
Have to speed up.
Last time I've driven in a wet Austrian Grand Prix, I had pole position and I had a big crash on turn 1.
Yeah.
So, will there be a formation lap? I think there will be a formation lap.
Just looking at the tires, everyone, of course, is on the Inters. So I did have tyre information, but for the dry tyres, I had it all for the dry tyres.
So, Austria in a rainy night, that would be a very, very tricky race, especially the third sector, or the turns between the second and the third sector. I'm talking specifically about turn 16, turn 6, turn 7. Very, very tricky corners in wet conditions. You could easily spin, and we know what happened to Sebastian Vettel in the last Austrian Grand Prix. In real life, he spun on these corners. And
Yeah,
I've been told that the cars are very oversteery in the new Formula 1 game. I haven't had the chance to drive them yet, but I've been told that the traction control is not realistic, and it's very, very powerful.
Yeah, it is. You may actually, if it stays like Inter's conditions for the whole race, it'll be a one-stop Inters to Inters. But if there are any well, doubt you'll be in the chat, but if anyone could let us know what weather is for the rest of the race, if it's going to stay like this. Because if it does, we could just be looking at a one-stop Inters to Inters, or even Inters
PSX,
to dries.
PSX F8 is like 8th division in this league. It has nothing to do with the actual Formula 8. There is nothing called Formula 8. It's just that this is the 8th division. Drivers in this league are classified in divisions based on their pace and their lap times.
Do you want to do the race start?
Sure. Ladies and gents, we are preparing for greens in Austria. And the lights go green, the cars go vroom, vroom, vroom. It's an excellent start from the Ferrari of Rara Lorat as he goes between the two drivers. He's gonna take the first place. It's an overtake, is it not? Oh, the Haas goes off track. The Haas of Peter Vol, and it's Wooly. It's Wooly who takes the second place once again. What a crazy start. Still can't go anywhere. Heading into turn 2.
Very crazy start there as Wooly gets a bit spirally on the exit as he gets overtaken. He's getting swarmed. He's down to P6, P7 now. As Slinky is going for a move on the outside of Zenon, and Wooly, well, he's just dropping down the field. But he has made up a position on Nathan, and Nathan's dropped behind Zenon now. So very, very close between everyone. We do have one person who did spin. That may have been a turn 1 incident there. As SJM has spun as well.
He's dropping a
I
lot.
think there's a lot of people making contact, and these conditions are not fun.
And it's
They're
the
not
French.
good if you're not prepared.
It's the French V19 drops back to 20th place after spinning. We have a lot of French people in this league, and it's the fastest lap for Peter as he is back first.
Oh, what has happened?
Carnage. Carnage.
That was Got Palmer and Gongax. I think there may have been an incident on turn 10. But yeah, both of them were spun round on the pit straight. We'll just have a look at Got Palmer. It doesn't look like he's got wing damage.
Now Wooly,
Gongax,
less than a tenth behind Rara Lerat. He goes through him as Rara is ghosting, and he successfully takes that third place.
Yeah, he's ghosted.
Well, what a crazy start that we've had. It was like 4 cars wide. And Rara Lerat is now dropping a lot as he's ghosting. Well, we hope he returns if he's AFK. And there's a yellow flag in the second sector. I hope everyone is okay. Who is that? Fastest lap by Provatox in second place.
Yeah, he's actually keeping within a second. Of course, in the wet conditions it doesn't matter because there's no DRS, but it's just that confidence level of keeping within a second and keeping up with someone who dominated qualifying, someone who set the pace in qualifying very early. But yeah, it's got to be some confidence for Provatox. It's just looking down the field now. The closest battle on track is between Nathan and Slinky. Nathan within nearly 2 attempts there as he gets oversteer. He gets understeer, sorry. Not oversteer.
So Rara Lerat has sent a message in the chat. He's saying that he crashed. Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
A title contender is now out of the race.
Oh, contacts between Xenox and Luca going out of turn 10. I haven't seen any front wing damage from Xenox as he went into the back of Luca, but yeah, they're going side by side through turn 10. And there was contact as Luca is now dropped behind, and Rara Lerat is getting past Luca as well. Luca's maybe looking for a move, or little bit of wheel banging. Don't mind that. But Lerat is still ahead, and look at the gaps forming now. The gap between Wooly and Xenox, nearly 2.5 seconds. The gap from Wooly to Provatox is 2 seconds, and the front 2 runners are starting to pull away.
Well, I would like to give kudos to 2 drivers today. It's Xenox, iXenox, who gained 11 positions, and now he's up in the 4th place. And also to Juan Hernandez, the driver in 10th place, also known as Hair 16 Rod, who gained 8 positions, and he's now in the 10th place in the points. So kudos and cookie to these 2 drivers.
Yeah, we see our first penalty for track limit warnings, and that goes to Luca, who's got 3 seconds, as Wooly now has the fastest lap. He is closing up on the front 2. Provatox just falling away from Peter a little bit. But yeah, nearly 1.5 seconds gap from Wooly to Provatox, so Wooly is really starting to push. And by the looks of it, the rain is maybe starting to slow down a little bit.
I'm currently on board with Slinky. He's only 2/10. Now it's 4/10 behind Nathan. Nathan is 1/10 behind Luca. Nathan was trying to go around the outside. Luca, nice defense. We are watching the whole action from Slinky's camera, onboard camera. And the fight goes on as they head into the 3rd sector now. So we don't have any DRS yet. The fight is still on. This could prove to us that the new type of cars, the new chassis, is prone to having slipstream, and to.
Nathan went very wide there on the exit of turn 9 as Wooly puts in another fastest lap, 2 laps in a row. He's putting a fastest lap. Luca gets an overtake done on Rara Larat, and so does Nathan. I think he's crashed again. Yeah, his car is ghosting, which is so unfortunate for Larat there. Very unfortunate. He was looking strong at the start of the race. But yeah, the gap from Wooly to Xenox is now nearly 3.5 seconds, and Wooly's got the gap down to nearly a second on Overtaking. So he's really pushing, but he gets a massive wash of understeer going through turn 6, and he's lost about 2 tenths just through that corner alone. Gets oversteer, so in the space of 3 corners gets understeer and oversteer. Very, very tricky conditions here on track.
I'm on board now with Izeri Bo in 16th place. He's very close to Chiquito. We are talking about 2/10, and right behind him, V19, the French driver. It's a 3-way battle, if not a 4-way battle. V19 sends it to the inside. He benefited from Bo's mistake, and he went for it, and he took the 16th place. Awesome stuff from the French driver. Well done.
Yeah, very, very nice move. Very nice move there from V19, as we're seeing a big bunch of cars just ahead of him, led by Monty. Yeah, led by Monty. As Xenon looks, oh, he's just ghosted through Monty.
Kids, close your eyes.
Yeah, Monty is ghosting at the moment. So I believe he may have disconnected, or it may have crashed. Yeah, going back up the field, Nathan is getting very close to the back of Luca, but he just can't get anything done for the time being. That gap is now growing. It's over 5 tenths, it's over 6 tenths now, so gonna hop back to this battle. V19 getting past Monty, and he's
Monty is fighting back.
Monty's actually coming back at him as Tim gets the second 3-second time penalty of this race, and it's getting very close. Izeri Bo has just got himself up into P16.
So 8 laps have passed. It's Peter who is still leading the race, half a second behind him. It's Overtaking in 3rd place, Wooly, 1.8 seconds behind. In 4th place, the McLaren of Xenox. In 5th, Luca. In 6th place, Nathan van den Berg, I believe. In 7th place, Slinky. Stelios in 8th place, followed by Rara Lorat, who was very unfortunate, had a very strong qualifying session. And the DRS has just been enabled. Wow, looks like the track is drying up.
I think it might be very close, but from knowledge that I know, hards can go 27 laps.
And Peter goes to the pits.
Yeah, the hards can go 27 laps, so it may be very close. We'll have to see what tyres Peter goes on to. If it's the hards, it's going to be very close. But
same thing.
It's that point where do you go on for...
Yup, hards it is.
Hards, and then potentially... Because it's right on the edge of whether the hards can get to the end or not, and I think
you can go to the end.
I actually think when you're in dry conditions... Whoa, what happened there? Tim, he just had a massive moment out of turn 1. And he nearly took out a driver. I think that may have been Zenon. But Monty's the only person not to go on the hards. He's gone on to the medium, so he's committing to another stop, because the mediums definitely won't be able to get to the end.
So crazy change of events. It was raining, now it's drying up, and now the hards seem to be the optimal tires. for this race, as we see Peter overtaking his teammate Tim, who is still out on inters. And
everyone's going into the pits. Gonna have to see Zenon.
Everyone has pitted for hards except for Monty, who decided to pit for a set of mediums, and we have Tim, who just spun.
Whoa, Zenon staying out for another lap.
2 other drivers went in for mediums, Provatox and Wooly. This is going to be... This is getting interesting, in fact.
I think they may be a bit indecisive on whether they can actually take the hards to the end, so if there's safety cars within that period, then yeah, if there's a safety car there, it's going to be benefiting the hard runners.
Don't you think that Xenon made a mistake?
Big dive. Big dive, the inside, but Wooly gets the switchback. Gets a switchback on Peter and is turning into a very, very tasty battle here. Just gonna have to see what Zenon does. He sticks to the right hand side. He is gonna be coming in. And it'll be interesting to see what tyre he chooses.
It's gonna
but
be.
Whilst to do that,
it's gonna be Provatox. It's gonna be Provatox who will be leading the race. So Provatox had an overcut.
Yeah, both Provatox and Wooly. Both Provatox and Wooly had the overcut on Peter Vol. Xenox behind on the hards actually gets the fastest lap, and he's 4.5 seconds. Yeah, he's pretty much 4.5 seconds behind Peter Vol, but he's got the fastest lap, so this clean air is definitely
we have a yellow flag in sector 3. This is Tim. I think he's retiring from this session.
Yeah, he has. He's being left. Yeah, I think he's just retired in the pits.
So Tim is out of the race, and Slow Salt has just scored the fastest lap. It's a 1:09.8 with the Aston Martin. He is currently last.
Yeah,
and
yeah, the track is definitely drying up more and more.
Or that's still Tim.
Yeah, it's still Tim. I think his car's just gone out the pits and he's retiring on track. He should be.
So no DRS yet. No.
Yeah,
DRS
the track is definitely drying up now. Into the 189s, and interesting to see Provatox and Wooly both set fastest laps, but Peter Vol behind them didn't.
Well, if you do the math, mediums beat hards.
Yeah, the overall pace of the mediums is faster than the hards, but the hards will last longer and they will come good later on in the stint. And of course, Provatox and Wooly, along with V19, Zenon and Monty, all have to, well, they all basically have to make another stop unless they can take the tyres to the end and get fortunate with a safety car.
I'm currently on board with Xenon. Xenon will be looking to go around the inside. Nice defense by V19, who keeps the 9th place, heading now into the 2nd sector, heading into turn 6. It's still here. So 2 tenths separating these two drivers, and it's Juan Hernandez in the 11th place, also following them, while Wooly scoring the fastest lap. It's a 1:08.1.
He's getting really close to the back of Provatox now, within 2.5 attempts. Will he be looking to get a move done, or will he do the smart thing, stay behind and get that DRS for the 2nd straight? He will do that. Can he get a good exit? I think Provatox just had a little bit better of an exit, but will Wooly get close enough? I think he won't, and he will be staying in P2. A very, very good battle here between Provatox and Wooly.
Going down to P13 is Stelios with the McLaren off. Chiquito Stelios goes round the outside. That was a fantastic move on turn 3. Very difficult to get the job done.
Yeah, he gets the DRS as well. So he timed that to perfection, did Stelios.
So this is what I call a pro gamer move from Stelios, the Greek driver, who is currently in 12th place. As Provatox just scored the fastest lap of a 1:7.7.
Yeah, what's key, that time Wooly didn't reply instantly with the fastest lap, so Provatox is actually pulling away slightly from Wooly. But Wooly is still getting DRS, but I just don't think he'll be close enough to getting an overtake done on Provatox. And now, well, Peter Vol is just lurking in the background. He's just waiting for a mistake.
Currently on board with Stelios. Stelios, is he gonna send it? He hesitates at the last millisecond. It's a four-way battle between V19, Xenon. V19 with a little bit of oversteer. Xenon, who said, "Thank you very much, I will have the 9th place." And now Juan Hernandez will be looking to... Whoa, too close yet too far. Doesn't go right for Juan Hernandez. Still in 11th place. V19 lost a position to Xenon. And Wooly with another fastest lap, a 1:7.4. Good stuff from Wooly.
Yeah,
So,
very good lap. Very good times there from Provatox and Wooly, and I think Peter Vol, he's really content with just sitting behind these two, get the DRS, save his tyres a little bit, and just chill out until either of them trip up on each other.
Oh, big mistake! Big mistake from V19! Oversteer, he goes to the Shadow Realm, and it's Juan Hernandez who takes the 10th place. What happened to V19? Very, very unfortunate. He was too aggressive on the throttle on turn 1, and he lost his car, and now, unfortunately, he's down into P17. Well, he fought a lot, he gained a lot of positions, but in the end, he kicked the bucket, and he is now down in P17. Very unfortunate for the French driver.
Just looking at SJM now, he goes for a dive on Gongax. Gongax looking for the switchback, and he gets it done. They're still side by side, actually, they're not. Gongax got the position back. Both of them get a little bit of understeer there. SJM with the better exit of the two. But yeah, Gongax initially lost the position, but he got it back. And Monty and SJM are really closing up on him now. Just gonna stick on board with SJM. See if what he does into turn 1. Will he go for an overtake on turn 1? I think he's just gonna stick by him. Yep, he just sticks behind him, waiting for that 3rd DRS zone. But looking ahead, Stelios is defending like a lion against her 16 rod, and SJM gets a move done on Gongax, and Gongax loses a further position to Monty. So that move from SJM opened the door for Monty, and now Gongax, well, he's lost 3. Oh, big dive bomb from Ivory Bow. Maybe a bit opportunistic there for Bo, but Gongax does keep the position in P15.
Well, one thing for sure, this move was on the limit between racing and dirty driving. It was on the limit. Yeah. It's not going to be penalized, but it's on the limit. So we have seen the drivers who went in for, well, the majority of the drivers went for a set of hards, while the other drivers preferred the mediums. Do you think the mediums could go till the end, or are they going to have a different strategy?
I personally think that people pitting onto mediums may have made a mistake, to be honest. I think the hards were definitely the tyres to go for.
And I'm on board with Rara Lorat, who is defending his 7th place from Slinky. Slinky trying everything possible. We have a yellow flag. Looks like this is a Mercedes of Luca. Luca is now in 6th place. Rara Lorat still defending himself. I will be on board with Slinky. Slinky heading into the main straight. Going into turn 1 on Niki Lauda. Another yellow flag. This is a blue car. Which car is it?
It is Nathan, I think.
Nathan?
Yeah.
Lost some time here. Slinky will be looking to go. Is he gonna go? Is he gonna send it? He hesitates. He has a better exit. Oh, the Ferrari of Raralorat gets slowed down by the Red Bull of Nathan, who in his turn slows Slinky down. And it's Raralorat round the outside on the Alex Albon turn. Still side by side with the Red Bull of Nathan. Is it gonna go his way? Nathan defending with everything that he's got.
But
wow.
yeah, Lorat really took turn 6 a lot better, turn 7, and now turn 8. Nathan got a comfortable, well, it's not really comfortable, but it's a 3.5 second lead over Lorat. And just looking at the front now, Wooly and Peter are getting very close to Provotox. Peter only a few laps goes and nearly outbrakes himself and makes contact with Wooly. But Wooly has a much better exit. And that is Slow Salt, I think.
No. It's
that is Monty.
Monty. I think his tires are heated. This is why he is spinning. He's not able to control his car. And now he's going back to the pits. 10 laps on the mediums. He's not able to carry on. So do you think...
Lorat and Nathan getting very close into the exit of turn 4. Sorry to interrupt you there, but they were just getting very close through turn 4, turn 6 now, and Lorat is still comfortably ahead.
So I was having a look at Monty. He went to the pits after completing 10 laps on the mediums, and he was spinning and struggling. Do you think that 10 laps is the maximum age for the medium tires?
They shouldn't be, because I know that... Oh, Lorat! I was just on board with Nathan. Lorat got on the inside curve at turn 10 a little bit too much, got on the power, and he spun. What seemed to be a very promising race, sitting in P6, is now gone. He's in P12. He does have over a second gap to Chiquito in front, and Nathan gets overtaken by Slinky. Slinky takes a deep line and he compromises his exit. Nathan with the DR... Actually, that's Slinky. No, it was Nathan that had the DRS there, so...
Whoa!
By the time they were side by side.
Slinky was going for the switchback, but it wasn't enough to pull the move. And Peter Vol is now 3/10 behind Wooly. So I think, do you think that the drivers with the mediums have started to drop a little bit?
I think they have. Well, I'm not too sure. I think just the hard tires, I think, have maybe just got into a good range, a good speed range. But Wooly is getting very close to the back of Provotox, within 1.5 tenths. But he's just not close enough. He's not close enough to go for a move unless he goes for a dive. He thinks better of it. Slinky and Nathan are still fighting here. Can Nathan get the good exit like he did last lap? No, he cannot. But he will get close to, I'd say, about 2 tenths. 2.5 tenths he is there. And the front three, they're really pulling away from the pack. 8.5 seconds back to Xenox. And it's looking like a very tasty race here. Wooly, I didn't even notice, has got a 3-second penalty. So that's disaster for Wooly. He will only drop down to P3 if it stays like this, but with this 3-second penalty, unless Provotox and Peter get 3-second penalty, that's his fight for the race win pretty much over.
Currently on board with Juan Hernandez in P10. He's half a second behind Stelios. So 22 laps have passed. The end of the race is getting closer by the second. we have seen a lot of change of events, and it's fascinating how nature can be double-faced. If you take a look, we can see the blue sky right now with some clouds. A couple of minutes ago, it was raining, it was pouring with everything that that has got, and suddenly it decided that it's time for the sunshine to come up, and this messed up all of the strategies, and we have now Gongax with a fastest lap at a 1:7.3. So,
I was just going to say, in the tyre data that I have, the medium tyres, the maximum they can last is 20 laps. And they were put on with 26, 27 laps left. So it does look like Provotox, Wooly, Zenon, V19 will have to make another stop. I do believe Gongax will be safe.
I'm on board now with Juan Hernandez. Juan Hernandez has a better exit than Stelios. He has DRS on, same thing for Stelios. Which way is it gonna go? Juan Hernandez very late on the brakes. He takes the inside. Whoa, they almost made contact. He forced Stelios.
Whoa.
Oh,
he's got
Stelios
a broken front wing.
Goes into the wall.
I think he may have just lost his front wing there. Yeah, he hasn't got a front wing, so maybe it was a case of her 16 rod maybe forcing him off track and just going back onto track. Stelios just lost control of the car. But yeah, not what you want to see. We'll have to see good racing. We like to see very competitive racing. And of course, having an incident like that,
well, taking a look at the chats,
taken away from it.
We have a lot of people supporting Slinky, like Bokul. And we have Misha as well. So Stelios goes back to the pits. Of course.
Nathan gets a move done on Slinky. All of the supporters, but Nathan goes deep into the corner. Slinky gets a run. Of course he has DRS and he's just going to breeze past Nathan. Critical error there from Nathan going deep into turn 4. Or turn 3, sorry. And it's cost him the position on Slinky.
In P15, God Palmer has been off the lights. But now he is 4/10 behind V19. V19 was very unfortunate today. Looks like he's gonna send it. Is he gonna send it? He does not send it. He hesitates at the last millisecond. Wow. So we can say that this division is very, very, very competitive.
Oh, Wooly gets a very good exit there. He gets a very, very good exit on the exit at turn 3. Can he get the move done on Provotox side by side? Rounding outside is very difficult. And Wooly, he still gets a very good exit. Can he get the lead on Provotox? He does. And he slots himself into P1 after countless laps being in P2. Finds himself for the first time this race in the lead.
Well, this is how you attack. You remain close to your enemies, you stay close to them, you stay close to them, you don't attack, you wait for the right moment to come, and you strike through and take the first place. And that's what Wooly did.
Look at Peter Vol, he sensed that there's an opportunity. He's within 2 temps now of Provotox. Can he get a move done? He's using his ERS. He goes for the inside line. He is on the hard tyres. Can he get contact?
And he gets it done. He gets it done.
But yeah, that contact between the two nullified any opportunity that Peter Vol had to get a move done on Wooly on this straight. As the battling continues between Nathan and Slinky, they're just switching positions, it seems, every lap. But yeah, can't keep our eyes off this battle between the front 3. And you think with the mediums only really lasting 20 laps, you could see Wooly and Provotox maybe coming in 3 or 4 laps for
softs.
Maybe softs, but they're not really a great race tyre.
Yeah, and Well, don't forget that a pit stop is going to cost you around something around 20 seconds, and this is a big chunk of time.
I think on this track it is 17 and a half. Unless there's a safety car.
Yellow flag. Oh, Juan Hernandez.
It doesn't look like there's going to be a safety car. He is back on the track.
Juan Hernandez drops
17 and a half seconds for a pit stop.
Yeah,
so that would see Wooly drop behind Luca. Yeah, that would see Wooly drop behind Luca if he was to make a second stop. But Peter Vold is getting very, very close. Even the mediums are just starting to drop off now.
So if you were Wooly, the perfect thing to do is to carry on till the end, right?
In an ideal world, yeah, you'd carry on, but I think he won't have any tyres left at that point. I think maybe in 2 laps time he may pit in.
Gained a position, and he's now up in P14, outside of the top 10. Peter Vol now with a very good exit, DRS enabled. He's getting very close to him. He's gonna send it to the inside on turn 3, and Peter Vol successfully takes the first place. That's how you do it.
Well, Wooly is within 2 tenths. He has got DRS, but he just wasn't gaining anything in the first half of that straight. It was only towards the second half of that straight they actually started gaining anything on Peter Vol. Sector 1, what has happened here? It is SJM. SJM spun on the exit of turn 1. He is in 13th now, after running in P11 I believe, and he doesn't have a front wing. So he will have to pit, and he will be pitting for the soft tyres. Obviously Stelios has already been on soft tyres for 4 laps. But yeah, Peter Vol looking very, very comfortable in the lead here. 4 tenths gap back to Wooly. Wooly's gonna get close, but he just needs to keep this gap going through turn 3. Can he keep that gap as Izeri Bow gets a 3-second time penalty? Little bit of a rear end squirm from Wooly there, and it's just sticking at 3 tenths, and he's actually pulled a gap to Provotox of 1 second gap. So if he can keep it at over 1 second, Provotox may be out of the running for the win here.
Slinky in P7 is half a second behind Nathan. So the battle of these 2 drivers, you know, we have a famous duet like Anakin and Obi-Wan, Tom and Jerry, but in this race we have Nathan and Slinky. This pair of drivers have been fighting each other every single lap. With 7 laps to go now, who's going to be the driver to have the upper hand? This question is going to be answered in 7 laps.
Just going back, we have Izeri Bow and her 16 rod. He's actually ghosted there, so maybe he's disconnected from the session, which is unfortunate. As well as Rara Larat has disconnected, so both Ferraris, I believe, have disconnected from the session.
Mattia Binotto is gonna lose his mind today. Wooly still 3 tenths behind Peter Vold, so 7 laps to go. It's Peter Vol leading the race. In 2nd place, Wooly, followed by Provotox. In 4th place, the McLaren of Ice Xenox. In 5th, Luca, followed by Nathan Van de Berg. In 7th place, Slinky, followed by Xenon. In 9th, Chiquito, ahead of Bo. Could you please continue?
Yeah, we've got... In 11th, we have Rara Larad. In 12th, we have her 16 rod. 13th, we have EDA Got Palmer. 19th, V19. 15th, Slow Salt. 16th, Stelios, who picks up another 3-second time penalty on the softs. Entui Gongax in 17th, Monty in 18th, SJM on the soft tyres in 19th and last place. Of course, we did have Tim V, who retired in the pits and got Palmer gets a 3-second time penalty. Just looking at the penalties at the moment, Wooly is on 3 seconds. Luca is also on 3 seconds, along with Palmer, Stelios and Gongax. 6 seconds we have Nathan, Bo and Monty. So yeah, no one really getting extreme with the time penalties, but those drivers on 6 seconds of penalties could be dropping back. Like Bo will drop back behind Larat and 16 Rob, as well as Nathan will drop behind Slinky.
We have a yellow flag.
These penalties could be costly.
This looks like a McLaren. This is the McLaren of Xenox. Xenox loses his car at the critical stages of the race. Dropped to P7, and now there's a fast Williams. Alpine of Xenon taking the 7th place. Well, I have a question for our dear viewers. Dear viewers, who do you think is the driver of the day? Who do you think should win the driver of the day award? Let us know in the chats. Whoa!
If you were to say whoever.
The McLaren of Xenox, sorry to interrupt, sends it to the inside and takes the 7th place back from Xenon. Wonderful move from Xenox.
Yeah, very, very good move there.
Sorry, you were asking.
If you had to say someone at this stage for driver of the day, who would you say?
Tricky question. The majority of the drivers were driving their best, but I would give it to Peter Vol. So far, he is having a wonderful race. He is leading the race, and if he stays the way he is, he's gonna get maximum points. So I think Peter Vol deserves it. What about you?
I will have to say maybe. I think Provotox has done well to gain 3 positions so far, but actually Nathan, as I was saying that, he's putting a claim in for himself as he's getting above Luca. He's just got past Luca into 4th place, and currently Red Bull sitting pretty in P2 and P4. Yellow flags, that is a Haas. What happened there? I'm not too sure what happened, or why those yellow flags were out.
Someone is slowing down.
I think it may have actually been Wooly, because Wooly all of a sudden has dropped behind Provotox. I missed that, completely missed that, but yeah, Wooly was sitting in P2. Maybe it was a mistake at turn 9 or turn 10.
So, taking a look at the chats, the majority of the viewers want Slinky to win the Drivers of the Day award. We're talking about Mika, Bokul, and Yappy. And we have Dan, our moderator, is saying that the Slinky fan club thinks he deserves it. It's nice to have moral support in any given race. What do you think? Or how do you think the moral support affects performance in any activity?
Yeah, I think definitely having people behind you who will support you and believe in you through whatever you do is a confidence boost, and it definitely gives you that extra bit to just go ahead and put in that extra 10% or 20% effort to get something done. And seeing Slinky have this support is definitely gonna give him a lot of confidence. And with Nathan having this penalty, we could see Slinky go up into P4 actually, if he can stick within the 6 seconds, which, well, it's the penultimate lap and he's within a second, so unless something miraculous happens, I think Slinky is getting P4.
And speaking of moral support, here's a special message for our viewers. If nobody believes in you, if no one is supporting you, know that there is only one person who's gonna support you. Oh, yellow flag for the Red Bull of Nathan. Nathan loses out. And it's Slinky up in P4 now. So I was saying there is only one person who will support you through the bad and the good. And that person is you. If you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything that you want. If you think that the Formula 1 drivers are super people, abnormal people, this is wrong. These are regular people just like you and me, just like everyone else. These people have just practiced a lot. They have used the resources that they have had. Believe in your dreams, work hard for them, and you are gonna achieve them. If not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a month, but eventually you will.
Yeah, definitely. As we're getting on to the last two corners, there's only been one man who's really been in contention for winning this race, and it is Peter Vol. And as he crosses the line, he is the winner of round 1 PSGL F18 at Austria. Overtaking in P2, Wooly in P3. Slinky just making his way around turn 9. Being careful not to get track limits. And he will finish in P4. Luca crosses the line in P5. Nathan in P6. Xenox gets a 3-second time penalty at the last corner. Can Chiquito jump his teammate? He can. Azeri Bo crosses the line in P10. Now over to you.
And the Slinky fan club are saying that Slinky has been outstanding and he's been robbed of the victory. Well, don't you think that's a little bit too much?
I think definitely the quality in this field, and anything can happen, so maybe in the next few races we can see Slinky getting that victory.
And it's Chiquito. Yeah. Chiquito is the driver of the day. Not sure how the Slinky fan club is gonna feel about that. Ladies and gents.
The in-game driver of the day goes to Chiquito. I think it's just based off positions gained.
So, ladies and gents, we are waiting now for the loading screen to finish so we can see. I would like to say hello to Ramazan. Thank you, Ramazan. Ooh, nice loading scene. So this loading scene is gonna show the world whoever bought the the podium pass or not, and you're gonna show off that you paid extra money in a video game. Yay! So the Haas driver is celebrating with champagne showers. And the fans go wild in Austria Spielberg, also known as the Red Bull Ring. And ladies and gents, this is it for today's race. It's Peter Vol who wins the Austrian Grand Prix. In second place, it's Overtaking. Wooly managing to finish in third. Slinky, the fan favorite, in fourth place. Luca, fifth. Nathan in sixth. Chiquito, driver of the day, in seventh. Xenox in eighth place. Xenon in ninth. Bo in 10th place. Could you please carry on?
Yeah, we've got Larat in 11th, got Palmer in 12th, S16 Rod in 13th, V19 in 14th, Slow Soul in 15th, Stelios 16th, Monty 17th, Gongax 18th, SJM in 19th. Last of the finishers is SJM, and Tim was the only person to retire.
Well, ladies and gents, you have been amazing. I would like to thank you so much for stopping by and for watching this stream. This is Salim Haddad and Speedy Quinn wishing you a wonderful evening, and we hope to see you next week. Don't you want to tell them goodbye?
Yeah. I'll see you next week, guys.